Hey guys. Oh, let me bring this a little closer. So y'all don't look like y'all in a tunnel. And I guess I really don't need this behind me if it ain't even scooched in all the way. I'm gonna wait for some of you guys to come on. Make sure you introduce yourself. Let me know that you're here. Oh, now this is too much light. Or is it this? Hey y'all. All right, so I'm trying to figure out the lighting because I don't want me to look so washed out. Maybe I should turn off this one. No, it's too dark. Hey guys. Maybe I should just turn this one off. No. This just ain't right. All right, I think we just gonna have to keep it this way. And we're just gonna have to go with it. Hey guys, so I wanted to do this video because I don't really do a whole lot of like videos where I do like Q&As and stuff like that. So I wanted to give you guys a chance to learn more about me. Now I did have some people ask questions in the group. So I'm gonna try to go into the group real quick and pull up some of the questions, but literally y'all can ask me anything. So I do kind of want to do, I think I'm gonna do a separate video. I'm gonna do a story time on how I left my ex-fiance. Y'all gonna have fun with that video because y'all probably gonna think I'm a savage. I'm a really nice person by nature, but once you mess with me, you mess with me, and then it ain't cute no more. I'm actually going to, I'm gonna try to see if this microphone will work. Just so the audio will be pretty clear. Can y'all still hear me? Can y'all hear me at all? Can you? Let me know if you can still hear me with the mic on. You can. Okay, perfect. Does it sound clear or should I take it back out? I know it's like a little lag between me here and... Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I got two questions here. All right. So let me first tell y'all how I left my ex. And I'm still probably going to do a story time, y'all, because it's a whole lot of stuff. But so I was engaged twice. And my second engagement, I was living in Georgia. And I'm not going to go into how I met him, all of that. I'll do that in the actual story time. But how I left him. So we had got engaged in February, I think. And let me tell y'all, I'm one of those people, I am so horrible with remembering dates and stuff. And maybe like that lets me know that something is not really that important because I remember getting engaged in, or was it January? January or February. I know it wasn't Valentine's because I make it very clear. Do not do stuff for me on holidays, my birthday, Jesus' birthday, all of that. Then it's not special to me. But maybe I should start liking that because then I can remember dates. I don't know. But either way, so around July, the end of July, actually, I remember it was a Sunday and his parents were over the house. And so he had two small kids at the time. They were 2 and 3. And I had known him for like about 6 years or so, 4 years. So his dad, we're all in the living room, right? Family room. And his dad goes, you know what, KeAmber, you don't have your ring on. I'm like, I'm in the house. I got 2 small babies to like clean up after 24/7, but you never have your ring on. I'm like, because you always see me in the house. So my fiance at the time was like, you know what? He's right. You never have your ring on. So if that's the case, just give it back. Okay. So I went into the bedroom, got the ring out because I remember I had lost it one time. Actually, my stepson at the time, he had took it and hid it somewhere for a while. And, at 3 years old, how hard is it to ask a child, where's the ring? He don't know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so I go into the bedroom, take the ring, and I give it back to him. You know what? You right here. So after his parents left the house and everything, whatever, it was just us back in the house. He goes back into the room and tries to give me the ring back. I remember I was in the bathroom. I was in our master bathroom. And so he was like, here's the ring back. I was like, nah, you good. You could keep it. He was like, what? What you mean? I was like, no, you could keep it. No, it was just a joke. I said, I don't play around like that. So no, you could keep the ring. It's all good. So this was on Sunday, right, y'all? Now, at the time, I lived in Athens, Georgia. So I was like maybe 70, 75 miles away from Atlanta. Also, at the time, I was very heavy into network marketing. At the time, I had just reached like the top 0.1% or something in the company or whatever. And so I had a lot of business partners in Atlanta. So Monday, I spent all day in Atlanta, came back home at night. Tuesday, did the same thing. So Wednesday, I'm in Atlanta. It's like 3:30 in the afternoon, and I get a phone call from him. He's like, where you at? I'm like, oh, I'm in Atlanta. Why is there movers at my door? Oh, I forgot to tell you, I'm leaving and I'm taking me and my stuff all the way back to St. Louis. Let them in the door. I sent them pictures of everything they need to take. Don't worry. You need to come back. I said, don't worry. I'll be back because I got to get the rest of my stuff. And y'all, when I pulled up at that house, the movers was pretty much done. And he was sitting there at the front door like this, just watching them take stuff, watching them take stuff. And so I finished off, I grabbed the rest of my stuff. I'm putting it in the car, whatever. And before I could take the last thing out the door, he was like, so we're not going to talk about this? Like, are you serious? You didn't even tell me that you was leaving. Da, 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 da. I was like, listen, you asked for the ring back. Here's your ring. I'm out of here. And I think it took like maybe 4 months for us to talk again. And he was just talking about like, he called me or I called him, I can't remember. And he was just talking about how like disappointed he was and how upset he was because I didn't tell him I was leaving and he can't believe that I left that way and all this other stuff. And I was just like, I don't play about stuff like that. Like, you took the ring back to be funny. That's not funny to me. So ha ha, joke's on you. I'm out of here. Like, whatever. So we are still kind of cool. The part of me that's not cool with him is due to a situation that happened that like I haven't talked to him since I processed a certain situation that happened. But yeah, so that's how I left my ex-fiance. A little crazy, I know. Somebody else asked, and I know there's a lag on here, but like the comments just stopped, and I hope it's not because I froze up because I'm on my computer to make sure that I don't do that. All right, so sexy LEX or LX, she asks, "What's my financial goals for 2020?" Oh, why you put me on the spot like that? Honestly, I don't have none yet. I don't. And I talked about this in one of my recent videos. I don't have any personal financial goals, and I don't think I'll ever have them again. I guess like because my biggest goal was to become debt free. I did that like 19, 20 months ago. I reached 40,000 in my savings, which that's about to dip down pretty soon because I have a $500 investment I'm about to make before the 31st. And yeah, excuse me. So I don't really have any, I guess like most of my goals financially, at least for 2020 have to do with my business. And that's just because the decisions that I've made over the last 5 years has really hindered me when it comes to like the entrepreneur space, which really sucks because I made those decisions because I thought it was going to help. But in hindsight, it really was not a good move for me, which is fine. Things happen. But because of that, and me deciding to step back out on faith and regain my confidence in myself, enough to know what my abilities and stuff are, um, I'm just trying to rebuild my business and rebuild it in a way where it's all on me. Sometimes it's very difficult to do things on your own, but when you know what you're doing, when you know how skilled you are, when you know that at the end of the day, you can count on you, that's what's most important. I need to be the person that makes the decisions to say yay or nay with different things because I don't really like the way some people make business decisions. They freaking suck. So, just to give you guys a little preview since y'all here, I'll tell y'all two things that I have coming for you guys. So one of the things I will be doing budget consulting pretty soon. And this is the crazy thing. So I have a whole financial coaching program already set up. Like I've had it set up for over a year. I have like the call schedule, I have the forms that you'll need, like everything. And I just never pulled the trigger. But I just feel like, and this is, and I think I want to make a video about this. Like, I don't really fit into the budget community on YouTube. I don't. Like, just being real. But as I've seen certain people offer budget consulting, I'm just like, how, bro, how? Like, as much debt as you're still in, as much as like you go over budget, as much as all these things, like, are you serious? And I just can't believe people like pay people for that. Like when you don't have the results yet. Like I don't get it, whatever. It just don't be making sense to me, but whatever. So I'll do budget consulting pretty soon. And another thing that I'll be offering is in the space of credit. If you guys did not know, I actually was a director of financial education as well as a founding member of a company. It was originally a network marketing company. They switched over to affiliate marketing last year or the year before. I don't know. But either way, it was all revolving around credit. But one of the things that really hindered me in the last 5 years is the fact that because I've been putting myself out there, because I've been building my brand, when people wanted credit services, it was kind of like, because I was an affiliate of the company, even though I had a founding position, I was in corporate and stuff like that, it still was like, no, I trust you. I don't know them. I trust you. I want to pay you to do it. So I will be having a package very soon that has credit services in there. I am not a credit repair company, but it will be credit correction services kind of looped all in there. It's going to be inside. It's basically, the package is called Total Financial Wellness because I want you guys to be able to reach a certain level of financial freedom that you will not be able to reach if you don't have everything regarding finance together. You know, if you are good with money management, but your credit is trash, eventually that might hinder you. Y'all know, I'm not with the zero credit score thing. No, 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 no. Like you need to have decent credit. You need to have good money management. You need to be able to manage your debt and completely become debt free eventually. And you need to be able to have money set aside for investing and have some kind of investment skills as well. So eventually the financial empowerment community you guys see, like right now, this is like the bare minimum. This is like the foundational piece. So I will be having a DIY credit product for those of y'all who want to be crazy and try to do it on your own. Hey, I'll have that. As well as a credit basics course that'll be free. So that'll be in the community very soon. What else? Eventually, I've been making a lot of connections with people in the investment space. So people who do like real estate investing, there will be stuff back there for that, something free, something paid, all of that. So y'all get ready. You heard it here first. You heard it here first. Let's see. Yeah, Miss Collins, honey. His daddy had too much lip. He thought it was cute and it wasn't. All right, let's see. What's my opinion on the FIRE movement? Hey, Suze, I don't know what the FIRE movement is. School me. You know what? Actually, I guess this is why I got my phone. What is the FIRE movement? Oh, Lord. What is this? Financial independence retire early. The FIRE movement is a lifestyle movement whose goal is is financial independence and retiring early. The model became particularly popular among millennials in the 2010s, gaining traction through. Okay, so I've never heard of this movement, but I'm good with it. Like, I don't know the specifics, but just hearing what it is and what it's about, I would say that that's pretty good. I mean, at the end of the day, I just feel like if the way we're taught in school to go to work 40 years, work hard, retire, and be good with your retirement money, if that stuff worked, why do you see so many older people who have to go back to work, who, whether it's they're greeters at Walmart, people who are still working well into their 70s and have not retired yet because of money issues? Like, obviously, the way we were taught didn't work. And I think once companies really started getting rid of pensions, that's what really kind of hindered us. And I just feel like with us having access to so much information online, like you could practically do anything. Like, and you can make money doing so many different things legally. And I just feel like you put yourself in a better position to not have to work for the rest of your life. Because I mean, let's just be honest. Think about how old you are now. Think about how much money you have now. Think about like how you are physically. Like I have chronic pain. I have chronic pain in my neck, my back. I have screws in my knee. Okay. So just thinking about where I am at almost 30 and thinking about where I will be at 70 possibly, like I don't want to have to wait till I'm 70 to be financially independent. In reality, I still won't. So I'm good with this movement. This movement sounds pretty cool with me. And yeah, my method of budgeting is very different, which is funny because and I think I said this in a video before, that one video that I made where it was like I saved $10,000 in 10 months. I kind of like glanced over how my method of financial planning was, and they were, oh, you are budgeting, like you are doing exactly what everybody. No, because at the time I literally was not budgeting. Like I used to do the whole like, what will my income be? I subtract my fixed expenses. I figured out my allocations, and that was it. So when I got paid, I did what you see me do on the weekly allocation sheet. I sent my money to debt, sent my money to savings, and that was it. Wasn't no tracking expenses. I ain't do none of that. Okay. So I didn't start incorporating the budgeting part until one year when I had to file my taxes, because I am an independent business owner and I get paid on a 1099 from various sources. Um, I get to write off like over, I think it's like when you're a small business owner, you have like over 450 additional tax deductions than if you just worked a 9 to 5 job. So when I started learning about all the things I could write off, guess what I would have to do? I would have to print out 12 months of my bank statement, start highlighting stuff. Well, I know this was a business expense, so let me think about this. Was this? So because of that, I'm like, you know what? If I just start budgeting just a tad and at least keep up with my expenses, that will help me at the end of the year when during tax time, because I could like literally go in and say, this was business, this was business. So like when I do my expense tracker and I have like that one category for business, some things that I purchase in a different category is still a business expense. But when I put business expense, I mean, I bought a tripod, like that's what I mean. But like the other day, I went to Ross to get like 2 Christmas dresses, one for my family's event and the other one for a photo shoot that I'm doing for what I'm releasing on the 25th on Christmas. And so I ended up going ahead and categorizing it as business, but most of the time in the past, I would categorize that as shopping and then go back in tax time and do business. But yeah, I budget way different, and I feel like it's pretty effective. Do I think it's gonna literally work for every single person on the planet? No, but I do believe that it works for a lot of people. Bite-sized budget said, I know at least one person you're talking about the shade of it all. Oh, with the whole budget, they shouldn't be doing budget consulting. I mean, and it's not to throw shade and it's not to be catty or mean. I just literally don't get it. Like, I could not see myself paying somebody to teach me about budgeting who's been in all of this debt for longer than I've been in debt, and still ain't debt free. They still going over budget. Like if you, how do you go over budget and you trying to teach me how to budget? Or, half the time, like there's one particular person that really, really bothers me. And I really cannot believe they pay this person. But half the time, this person, like, will sit here and say, oh, y'all, I couldn't do a budget report card because I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't even keeping up with, and I just can't. And I'm thinking, but if you pay with everything on your debit card, who cares? Just go into like, it's like you gotta be lying about something at this point. But I ain't even gonna do that because I don't want y'all to think I'm a mean person and I'm being catty and shady, because I'm not. It's just certain things in this space really bothers me, and that's why I don't fit in. Okay, I don't. But we'll talk about that in a whole nother video. Um, let's see. I love your way of budgeting. Thank you. I understand. I agree with you about some budget channels. Yeah. One way of looking at it is like a successful matchmaker that isn't married. No, a successful matchmaker that isn't married, I don't agree with that analogy as far as like somebody who's doing budget consulting but sucks at budgeting. I think that's two totally different things because you can really F somebody's finances up trying to teach them how to budget and you don't know how to do it. But also because, knowing how to put people together doesn't always mean that you know how to put somebody with you. It's almost like you could be the person that's always able to tell somebody about themselves, but like, because I've had people sometimes who come to me about certain stuff, like trying to give me advice with stuff. And I'm like, but you in the same situation. Like, this don't even make sense. If it works so well, like take your own advice kind of thing. Um, but yeah, sometimes you just have that gift to say, you know what, this person over here seems like they really good with this person. Let me match them together. But a lot of times matchmakers aren't good with themselves because like a lot of times they don't know a lot about themselves. Like, I don't know. I can't really explain it, but that's not the best analogy because I mean, let's really how you gonna teach me how to be debt free if you're not debt free? And I mean, the one good thing is I don't think anybody else in this space has like actual programs where they're teaching you, which I don't think you should be able to because if you follow Dave Ramsey's methods, why would you have a program to teach me how to become debt free or budget or whatever? Like just send me to him. You don't have anything to literally put into a program. That's just how I feel. I don't know. I have a sensible method of budgeting, getting out of debt and saving. Thank you. And you're debt free already. Congratulations. Congratulations. I've been using your way of budgeting since April and I'm on track to be debt free really soon. Go, Jess. And I know you just got the planner. Y'all, listen, I'm so ready to listen. This thing has been sitting next to my box since I got these things delivered. I'm so sick of this old one. And I don't know if it's because my old company name on it or what, but I'm sick of it. If you're in your 20s, 30s, you have time to get your finances in order and pursue fire. I absolutely agree. Selling dreams shamelessly. Yeah, they are. Your paycheck budgeting changed how I use my money. Oh, like y'all don't understand that kind of stuff. I'd be like screenshotting all the good comments and stuff that I would get. Oh, y'all, let's talk. Let's talk. Because y'all have not seen this comment. I had to literally report this person for spam because I was so sick of it. Okay, so in my video where it's the day in the life of a psych nurse, come to work with me. This is the one where I took you to work with me while I was on my travel assignment, right? Now, anybody who actually watches my videos, you guys know that I always talk about how there are certain aspects of nursing that I hate. One of them has to do with medications. Okay. Now, one of the reasons why I got out of regular med surge is because I remember I had a patient in neuro that was a med surge overflow patient, and I had to give her 19 pills at one time. And I'm like, listen, ain't no way. Because this got to be countering this, which is countering this, which is why they're on this. But then that's kind of, and I was like, no. So that's why I took 3 years off. And I got back into psych because I felt like with psych and ICU, those patients like really, really need you, as well as children's. But I can't deal with sick children. I just can't. That ain't up my alley. I love kids too much to be able to watch them suffer. Just can't. So the thing with psych is this. Do I believe that everybody needs to be on all these medications that they're on? Not necessarily, but also in working with long-term patients and dealing with some people who like cheat their medications and you see the effects of them not being on this stuff, like some of them need it. Now, could it be some of the stuff that's in our foods that are affecting our brains? Absolutely. I think that the chemical imbalances that happen in the brain that causes a lot of these different psych diagnoses. I don't know if they can be reversed. I don't know, but I do know that some of these people need the medications that they're on, right? Now, that takes me into this comment by this person. One of the things with nursing that is always an ethical dilemma with me is that I do not believe in big pharma. Okay. I will tell somebody in a heartbeat, if you can get off the medications, do it. Okay. If there's a way for you to, figure it out. If there is a natural way to do something, figure it out. I have not been on birth control since I was 19 years old. I did 1 year of birth control because my ovaries and my hormones were so effed up at the time. And I was either 17 or 19, I can't remember. That they were like, listen, just do it for a year, see if it can reset your body. I did it. And guess what? It didn't reset my body. I was still effed up for all of these years. And they wanted to put me back on birth control last year. I said, absolutely not. So what did I do? I started going hard and researching better alternatives, more natural alternatives, which is why I'm on that hormonal supplement. It's all natural. There's no chemicals in it. And guess what? It helped me out so much. I would never. Okay. I don't believe in big pharma. Okay. So this person, and I should do a video one day where I read the trolls on my Dave Ramsey videos. But anyway, the person said, you're sad. Actually, no, not the person. Andrew Della Rosa said, you're sad. Making money off the sick and poor is a big fat industry and you're a tool and probably have to always look over your back. You're dead inside. What? So then the second comment comes in. You're completely empty and you know it. Your DSM-5, I don't know what that means, is a joke. I can look through that book and put you in a category. Oh, he's probably talking about how they categorize psych patients. Your industry, actually, he said, your industry makes up illnesses and don't even exist. The third comment comes through and says, big pharma and you're a tool. Then there was a fourth comment and I can't remember what it was, but at that time I just reported for spam. Get the hell off my because it's like, to know me is to know that I have an issue with this, but damn, are you going to pay my bills? Like I did not go get a $60,000 degree and license to not use it. Now, again, this is why I'm in the certain area of psych that I'm in, because I do believe these people need some of these medications. If you've seen some of these people, when they cheat the medications and they're not on them anymore, they go ballistic. Okay. I made a video not too long ago. I think it was the video where you see me like this in the thumbnail, because one of the guys had been not on his medications, right? Had been cheeking them and he just went ballistic. Okay. He just started punching people all like, okay, listen, these people are cuckoo, cuckoo when they ain't on their medications. It just is what it is. But he was like dead serious. He was dead serious. And for him to say, I'm dead inside, as much of a loving, caring person as I am, for you to say I'm dead inside, you sound crazy. Okay. Now, when I was in acute psych, I actually liked it better because a lot of those people weren't even really on medications because it was like acute stuff like, oh, I'm depressed because my husband just left me, like that kind of thing. They didn't really need medications for that. Some of them needed medications. Some of them wanted medications. And at the end of the day, you have the right to not take them. Now, in my long-term care facility, it's a little bit different. If you refuse, eventually you probably gonna get a shot because at the end of the day, we have to protect our people. And this is what you have to understand. The people at that job have committed crimes when they weren't, most of them, when they weren't on their medications. They committed a crime. A lot of them either didn't know their diagnosis already or did. Were not on medications. They went ballistic, from arson to murder to child molestation to anything you could think of. Most of the people in that facility have had some kind of violent crime history besides the child molesters. Okay. So why will we put our staff and other patients at risk by allowing this patient to not be on medications and just go cuckoo, cuckoo? They already murdered somebody once. You don't think they'll do it again? Just saying. And then when he said he could look through the book and put me in a category, you don't have to categorize me, baby. Guess what? I got anxiety. I have cyclic depression, and that's about it. Okay. I've had panic attacks. I've never talked about that. I probably will make a video about that, but I dealt with panic attacks and all kinds of crazy stuff. Okay. But what I don't have is any, like, I'm not bipolar, like none of that stuff. I'm just not. And no shade. If you are, I'm just not. So he ain't got to categorize me. I categorize my damn self. How about that? But yeah, so apparently I'm a tool. Is he a nut? sounds like he needs to be in a psych ward. He does, apparently. Because listen, for you to take that much time out of your day to not just watch my video once and comment this stuff, but for you to come back 4 times, like it wasn't like he made these comments back to back to back. Like he came back like an hour later and then it came back again and again. Like, you're psycho. How about that? Like, stop taking time out of your day to be a troll. I don't understand trolls. Like, I don't force you to watch my videos. I don't. Like, I put the content out there. This is a diary for me. This is a diary for some other people as well. Like, I love you guys and I love engaging with y'all. And it's just like, I don't make the videos for people who don't want to watch them. Just don't watch them. I don't force you to. YouTube don't even force you to. Block me. Hell, I don't know. But yeah. Good evening. Just started this financial empowerment journey. It's painful taking a deep dive into my financial mess. Feels good though, seeing what I've been doing. Listen, Sharon, don't you worry. Actually, you just started the financial wellness program, right? I think you did. Listen, that step, what is it? Step 1 or step 2, where you really have to like dive deep into stuff. Listen, if y'all have never taken my financial wellness program, give it to yourself for Christmas. And I'm not just saying this just because it's a sales thing, because I'm gonna tell y'all something. I don't even touch my business income. I don't. What y'all see me do on YouTube with this little PRN nursing check, that's what pays my bills and that's what puts food in my belly. I don't touch my business income. I let it sit over there. It's gonna just regenerate itself. But it does help me to create more content, upgrade camera, stuff like that. But yeah, that program, like, so if you guys didn't know, if you're part of the financial empowerment community, step 9 of the financial wellness program is free. And the reason why is because it's the same information that you guys see me do on YouTube. So the one video that I have where it's like my secret budgeting method or whatever I titled the video, it's kind of that, but it's broken down even better. And like I'm more concentrated and focused, because that video I was kind of all over the place because I was just like, but that video is like I'm on a whiteboard literally breaking everything down. Everything you guys see me do when I do my budget with me's at the beginning of the month is that, but it's broken down with a lot of explanations and stuff. And I'm just going to tell you, if you've gotten a lot of value from my channel thus far, just using my method, you will really find even more value with the program, because in the program, I literally take you step by step on analyzing your current situation when it comes to your budget, to your finances, like everything. Because the thing is, until you face the facts of what things are, you're never going to get better. Like your finances are never going to get better if you don't literally force yourself to look at what the hell you've been doing. Seriously. Like, it's easy to look like, oh, I've made 30,000 this year and I only have 500 in my savings. Whoop-de-doo. Like, it's easy to look at something on the surface like that, like, oh yeah, my finances is a problem. But when you literally have to go into every little detail, listen, people try to figure out the difference between me, excuse me, and them, or me and other people. I'm gonna put this back here because that door behind me is really bothering me. I don't know why. I just feel like somebody's gonna come through it. But the difference is the mindset. When I tell you guys, it doesn't matter what you want to do in your life, what you want to be successful in, you have to have the right mindset for it. And until you face the facts of what you have been doing financially, you will never get into the right mindset. I promise. It's so easy to glance over and glass over things that you don't have a deep understanding about. When you get a deep understanding about your finances and what you've been doing, trust me, I promise y'all, it's crazy. Sharon can tell y'all. Who else? I think Jess has done the financial wellness program, if I'm not mistaken. Who else? I don't know if India's on here, but she has. I've had a lot of you guys go through there, and I'm telling you, it makes a difference. Katie, I don't know if Katie's on here right now, but yeah, it's been a lot of you guys. I returned some books to Amazon 5 days before I purchased your program. That refund paid for it. How wonderful. Oh, that's dope. That is dope. That is super dope. Not okay. So we're gonna hide that comment. I don't know who this is. FaceTime me. I don't know who this is, but this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna hide this user. Yeah. I just knew it was gonna be one person. And they keep putting messages up here. I really wish I could show y'all what this looks like. So the person's username is 9 inches for your little booty, and they just started putting all kinds of crazy stuff. I knew it was gonna be one troll because that's just people, just ignorant. But anyway, all right. So let's get back to the questions. If y'all have any questions, make sure y'all are leaving them down below because I'm only probably gonna be on here like another 10 minutes, and then I got to go. But let me go into the group because I do know that somebody asked something. Um, oh, Felicia asks how I keep my hair straight. Um, if you look in the video where I did my natural hair routine and you see me put my Bantu knots in, I just do that every night and my hair stays like that way. But I also don't try to make it bone straight. It just is what it is. Uh, crap. Somebody, I had a thread. Oh, here it goes. Okay, so I'm gonna answer some of these questions on here. Somebody had asked like how to get 1 month ahead of bills. So this is a difficult one, especially when I don't know people's financial situation, because the more your income and the less your expenses, of course, the easier for you to get 1 month ahead. But also, I think that over time, when you're using my method, because naturally you're overestimating expenses, underestimating income. And so when you make more money and you spend less money, you have that extra cushion, right? And that extra cushion at the end of the month, if your checking account is not already at 2 to 3 times your monthly expenses, you're gonna, whatever you have left over at the end of your budget is going to stay in your checking account until you build it to that. So when you see me take my account back down to 4,000 at the end of the month, my checking account back down, everything in excess goes to savings because I now already have 2 to 3 times my monthly expenses in my checking account. If I didn't, then it would stay in my checking. So you do that to build yourself up. So I don't really care about the whole notion of like being 1 month ahead from a standpoint of actually like paying them a month ahead or whatever. I don't really think that's necessary. But if you have 2 to 3 times your monthly expenses in your checking account as your baseline to start the month off with, I mean, that's safe to say that you're a month ahead, right? Because you have enough money in your checking account to pay your bills for that month, regardless of whatever income that you have coming in. So I think that if you just continue to use my method and get yourself up to that point, you'll be fine. You don't have to like do anything special. Super budgeting variable like grocery control. Oh, so this is a good one and kind of not good at the same time. If you have issues with grocery spending, put yourself on like a meal plan. Like for me, the reason why I don't spend a lot of money with groceries, and this isn't just because I live at home, because I have really good money control even outside of that, is because I literally make a list and I stick to that list. I give myself one thing outside of that list if it's essential. Like let's say I forget to write down the fact that I need a water. If I don't have it on there, I'm still gonna buy me some water because I ain't finna be thirsty. But I don't sit here and buy a whole bunch of chips and stuff like that. Another thing with grocery control is just having a good diet. And I don't want to say diet because people think that diet means like losing weight and stuff. No, diet is just the way that you eat. So having a good lifestyle when it comes to eating helps, because if you buying 3 bags of chips, the big bags of chips every week, that's what? That's probably like $10 right there. So that's $40 a month on chips. You have to think about stuff like that. And I think the other thing that you have to think about when it comes to any expenses is if you think about the fact that okay, let's say for instance, this phone. I bought this phone for $900. This is an iPhone XS, 10s, whatever. The phone was $900. Before I make any purchase that's not like necessities, I literally think about the fact that, okay, I make $30 an hour at my PRN job, right? And remember, that's the only income that I live off of. For this phone, I had to work 30 hours. Now, before this, I had a Galaxy S6. I can't remember how much I paid for this, but I thought to myself, is this worth 30 hours of my time? At the time, it was because actually at the time I was in a travel assignment, so I was probably making like 45, almost $50 an hour. It was worth it. Now, for somebody who makes $10 an hour, this $900 phone, they have to work 90 hours. 90. So essentially, they have to work, what is that? Like 2 weeks and a day. No, 2 weeks and like almost 2 days. And you have to also take into the account that making $10 an hour doesn't mean that that's what you bring home. You probably bring home like seven. So that many hours for this phone, is it really worth it? No. And you have to think about your purchases that way. But to control grocery spending, make a list and stick to it. And also, like, it helps when, like, for me, I eat the same thing for my lunch. When I break my fast for my breakfast or my lunch, whatever, I eat the same thing. So it's not difficult for me to go into the store and go to specific aisles to get those specific things and stick to it and get the hell out. The only thing that ever changes is my dinner. I did start doing HelloFresh. I'm probably going to cancel that because sometimes my mom cooks what I want. And so having that box of 2 meals, which lasts me for 4 meals, really, because it's 2 meals for two people. So having that delivered every week or even every other week can be too much. Like I'm paying too much for something I'm not really going to use. And of course, I can sit there and make it later, but it's pointless for me right now. But maybe you need to look into a grocery delivery service. I don't know, but make a list and stick to it. That's how I control that kind of spending. How to start new budgeting techniques and how to stick to them. This was by LaKenya Coleman. Um, to start anything, you just start it. That's my philosophy. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's exercise and a new diet. You just have to start it for one. But I would just say that whatever budgeting method that you want to use, and I'm pretty sure she's trying to say like switching from a different budgeting technique to mine. My technique is different, but it still has certain principles that are the same. Um, but in the end, you just start it and you just stick to it. Like sticking to it, give yourself at least 6 months, 3 to 6 months. Now, if you just know something just literally is not working for you, like when I tried the every dollar budget, my very first month of doing that, I just knew it was not going to work for me. Not because it didn't work, but it just didn't work with my personality. I hate the every dollar budget. And I know a lot of people that are successful with it. I just hate it for myself. I'm sorry. I just don't like it. I have that right to have that opinion, right? But yeah, just start it and stick to it and keep it moving, y'all. Keep it moving. All right, last question. And I see some questions on here. Biweekly pay, how to budget your third paycheck of the month. If you get paid every 2 weeks and you're in a magic month where you have a third paycheck, I just feel like you just do the same thing. So I think January is my magic month. So just watch what I do in January. Because I think I get paid the first, third, and fifth Wednesday of January. I think there's 5, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so just watch me in January. That helps. How to factor fun into your budget and appropriately scale it. I don't feel like fun money should be scaled personally until you're debt free. Now, y'all know how I am. I think you should have fun money when you're in debt because otherwise you're not going to stick to your plan. That is why I tell people, like, if you pay attention to my method, you don't start doing your allocations until you've paid your bills or earned enough to pay your bills and figured out how much you're going to spend on variable expenses. I don't think that you have to completely limit yourself because everything is mindset. Most people are not sticking to their budgeting plans because it's too strict and it sucks, right? So if you still give yourself a little bit of money, it doesn't have to be a whole lot. If you give yourself enough money to be able to spend on a couple dresses or like a pair of shoes or to go out to eat or to go to the movies or whatever, if you allow yourself just a little bit of money every single month to do that, you're going to stick to the plan. Because guess what? I can still go to the movies. I ain't so broke I can't go to the movies. Or I ain't so broke I can't go out to eat every other weekend. Like, come on. So I think, yeah, that's the way that you factor fun into there. Give yourself a little bit of money, and pay your bills and your debt and all of that and save money still. But yeah, don't scale it until you're debt free. All right, so let me go back a little bit. Anthony, I noticed that you use different color pens on your show. What show, Anthony? These are ink pens with erasers. Could you tell me the name of them or where I can purchase them? The link should be, if you go on any of my videos, the link is in my description box, but they are Frixion color sticks. There's a certain package that comes with 10 different colors. And then I do have a pack as well that have just the black pens. But yeah, there's always a link in my description box for those. Oh, y'all, I just got some new pens sent to me from Parku and I don't have them. I forgot them. I'll have to show them in a different video. All right. How long did it take you to get $40,000 saved? Good question. So I don't even know how I started this year off as far as savings go, but let's see. So I started the year off with, what the heck? Y'all, I should have never put this damn thing in the freezer like y'all told me to. You want to know why? Because in other areas of my planner where I just erase stuff, now the damn ink is back. So it's showing like double. Oh my God, that's gonna piss me off so bad. I'm so OCD, y'all. Y'all understand. Like some things with living with my parents drive me crazy because I'm OCD, but this ain't my house. And if I ain't messed it up, I ain't cleaning it up. But oh, that's gonna make me so mad. I can't even read that. Damn. Okay, so it looks like I started the year off with, Lord Jesus, 18,000, I guess. 18. And so right now I have 40,000 and some change. So that means it took me the whole year to save 20, but I've spent a lot. This is my sinking funds transactions log. And I have spent 16,000. So dang, I spent that much money. Okay. So if I've saved 22, no, that means that I saved more than that. So if my account's at 40,000, or let's just say 41,000 right now, I started at 18,000. That's a difference of what? 23,000. But I have spent 16,000. Did I really save that much money? I really did. So that makes sense because that's like 38,000. So I literally have saved 40,000 this year. But the reason why my account has not gone up 40,000, because technically if I started at 18, I should have 58 right now, but I only have 41. And that's because I've spent about 17 of it. So yeah, that makes sense. So it took me the whole year to save a total of 40,000, but to get my account to 40,000, that's been since last year sometime. And I don't think, oh, I do have my other book. Let me see how much was in my, oh, yeah, let's see how much was in my savings. Y'all want to see something? Let's see how much I had in my savings January of last year. So almost 2 years ago. I only had, let's see, 2, 8, 10. I only had about $10,000 in my savings account 2 years ago. Okay, girl. All right, but I spent a lot of money from my savings last year too, because I mean that's the whole purpose. Like I have certain things that I specifically save for, certain things that I don't. So last year in 2018, I saved almost $13,000 total, but I also was still in debt, so that's why. Yeah. All right, so let's go back a little bit. I occasionally get reimbursed for travel 3 or 4 times a year. Should I include that as income for the month? So there's 2 ways of doing it. If you, let's say you did travel in January, right? For your job or whatever whoever's reimbursing you. If you do it in January and they reimburse you like, let's say in February, you might as well count that as income and use my allocation method to split it up. Right? Because technically your budget ended already from when you spent that money for the travel. So you've already like did your checks and balances, right? So you can't really reimburse yourself for money. Like you've already cut that month off. So just count it as income and split it up. So it's kind of cool because now some of that money coming back in, you're putting it into savings and you're putting it towards debt. And then you have a little bit of spending money because some of it stays in your checking too. So that's how I would do it. But if you are reimbursed like within the same month, then I would just, it's like paying yourself back. So I would just take that money, like, let's say that you spent $500 on that trip and you got the money reimbursed that same month, then you just keep that money in your checking because the $500 for the trip that you spent out of your pocket came out of your checking account, if that makes sense. I hope that helped. If it didn't, Sharon, let me know. Jess, I want a new phone, but I'm saving for it. I don't like spending just because. Yeah. And honestly, like, the only reason this phone costs that much is because the phone had just came out like a couple months prior. I got it from somebody off of, I think, the Facebook Marketplace or something. I can't remember. But I always tell them to meet me at a Sprint store. Okay. Because number one, I'm trying to make sure you ain't robbing me and all of that stuff. And this ain't no stick up. Okay. But also because, people sell fake phones all the time. So I had them meet me at Sprint and I had them take the phone and check it out, run the diagnostics, make sure that it was a legit phone, it wasn't locked, all of that stuff. And then when they figured it out and they actually put it onto my phone line, then I gave him the money and he left out. So yeah, don't spend money on phones just because, like, honestly, there was nothing wrong with my S6 and it still has the bubble stuff on here because I had to, I think they gave me a new screen if I'm not mistaken. I had it in my back pocket and sat down. I didn't even sit on it. It was sitting up and it cracked my screen. So I had insurance. They fixed it. But by that time I went and got this phone. The only reason I switched back to the iPhone and my last one was the 5S is just because for business, this works just a little bit better because I have so many business partners that have iPhones. So it makes it a lot easier to call somebody on FaceTime versus Facebook Messenger and, doing certain things like that, linking certain stuff. So, and I have a MacBook too, so it kind of helps. Calculate your actual pay per hour and review all expenses, align your values with your expenses. Exactly. There's no link for the pins in this. Yeah, it's not in this video description because I can't, somehow there wasn't a way for me to actually completely fix up this description. And if anything, I'll try to, let me make sure. Maybe I never put it in there, but I thought I did. You know what? I think I took it out because the link is in the community now. I'll put it back in there. I'm sorry. My old planner got wet and I'm so mad about it. Thank you. Appreciate the info. You're welcome. Merry Christmas to you as well. Makes perfect sense. Do you guys have any other questions for me? Anything at all? Anything? So before I do take any more questions, let me explain to you guys something because I did, for those of y'all who are just getting on, I did kind of reveal to you guys that in the near future, I will have budget consulting coming up. I don't really know exactly how much I'm going to charge, but it's not going to be an outrageous amount because I'm just not that person. But I do have to charge something because time is money, honey. Okay. But I also have the credit services coming. And like I said, there will be a credit basics course that will be free. That will be in the community. If you're not a part yet, make sure you're going on in there. I'll have a DIY product where I give you the letters that you just send off and do all that stuff yourself. It'll be some videos where I teach you how to do it. It'll be something cheap, like $27, $17, something around there. And then I also have the program where it's going to come with my financial wellness program, the workbook. You'll get, of course, access to the community. There will be like some credit education online that you'll get access to. And then I will be doing the services for you, sending off the letters and all of that stuff. There will be a cost associated with it. And it's because I'm doing all of the work literally. It also comes with a free credit audit. And so literally after you give me your identifying documents and everything's legit, I use legit secure software. I'm basically using the same software that my mentor who's in the credit space, he is a millionaire using the same software that I use. He helped me set up everything on the back end as far as my services and everything. And I've been in the credit space for 5 years now. So I know what I'm doing. I just never offered the services to people. So yeah, it's literally once you send in the documents and I do the credit audit and everything, and we figure out what's negative and stuff, I send all the letters off to you on a monthly basis. And the credit the credit bureaus by law can't send me the results. They have to send it to the customer. And at that point, you just upload a copy or send me a copy in the mail and we do the next round. And there's no contracts or anything. You can cancel at any time, all of that, whatever. So yeah. And I'm going to do half off. So I'm going to release it on Christmas. And from Christmas until probably the second of the year, the new year, it'll be half off the upfront fee. And that's it. And if you already purchased the financial wellness program, I'll probably give you some kind of discount code if you want the services because, you already purchased the program and the program is part of the cost, if that makes sense. Do I participate in retirement savings like IRAs or SEPs? Good question. No, I don't. Nope. I don't. I actually used to have a 403B and I withdrew from that a long time ago, like probably 5 years plus ago after I read the book. I thought for a long time, I said it was the book Increasing Your Financial IQ by Robert Kiyosaki, but it wasn't that book. It's actually the book Retire Young, Retire Rich. And there's a certain excerpt in there where he basically kind of breaks down retirement accounts and how it's literally fiscally and like mathematically impossible for just the baby boomers who are still living, who have retirement accounts, if they just pulled $1,000 a month, I think it is, out of the market to support themselves, like there's not even enough money in the market to support that. So I'm a very analytical person and I'm a numbers person. So when you break certain things down like that, I'm like, damn. And then he just talked about how, it's not really smart for you to have your money somewhere where you have to be a certain age to withdraw from it, or you get a penalty if you're not a certain age because it's your money at the end of the day. Why are you penalizing me for taking my money that I want right now? So yeah, I don't. And I do understand the whole like, oh, if I put money in an IRA, I can reduce my tax liability, all of that. The only reason I don't care about that particular part is because I have so many other tax deductions from being a business owner that I really don't care. And also, I still don't want to put my money somewhere where I'll be penalized for taking it out. Because who knows how long I'm going to live? I might not live to the point where I want to live long, but who wants to die at 64? And because I'm not 65, I couldn't withdraw without a penalty. That's retarded. No. I'm off work the next 2 weeks. So I'll be setting up my planner and budget for Jane. Listen, I probably will record it tomorrow, but I'm about to set up my 2020 planner too, because I'm tired of it sitting there all bare. So I'm probably only really gonna set up like sorry, I know that was just loud coming across my mic. I'll probably set up this page here, the recurring expenses one. And I need to do the same thing for my business now that I have a planner for that. And that's really the only ones that I have to set up in the beginning because, the savings trackers, I guess I could just completely shade them in. I don't need the debt-free color chart. And I actually, if any of you guys are interested, do you guys want me to put this like as a free printable in the community? Because I can. And I probably can even make one for you guys. Now, I can't make one like ASAP because I'm still working on stuff for the stuff that I'm launching on the 25th. But if you guys want, like, I can make one that says like student loan or like car loan or whatever. I could do that if you want. Look into Roth IRAs. I believe you can withdraw what you contribute. I think you can with Roth IRAs, but listen, I don't like having my money in a whole bunch of different places. I got Ally, I got Bank of America. I'm cool with that right now. And also I am going to be looking into real estate investing probably this coming year. If you guys did not know, I used to be a realtor when I was 19 up until 21. And I only stopped because I only did it to pay for nursing school. I played for a D2 college, and with the traveling that we did for that, it was like impossible to have a regular day job. Plus being in nursing school is ridiculous within itself. But my dad is still a realtor, and he's been a realtor for I think 19 years, almost 20. My parents are actually real estate investors as well. They have multiple properties, and I do want to get into that, but I always run into an issue because them taking into account my business income, I write off whatever the government tells me I can legally write off, I write it off. Okay. You're not going to give me access to all these tax deductions and me not using it. But in doing that, essentially what happens is this. Let's say I make 40,000 and I can reduce my tax liability by 25,000, right? Because of all my business expenses and stuff like that. Now it looks like to the bank that I only made 15,000. But my problem with that is you see my gross income, you see all my tax deductions, because of course I have to turn in my what do you call it? My tax returns. So you see the gross, you see all of this. So, I mean, and you see that I have all of this money in my bank account. Who cares what my net income or what I made it look like I made look like? Like that pisses me off so bad. So I always run into that problem where they deny me, like my credit's fine, my income's fine, I got enough money in the bank, but they say because, oh, you wrote off too much. So it's like, in order for me to get into real estate the way I want to, I would literally 1 year have to not write off as much, which means that now I'm increasing my tax liability. So I have to pay more in taxes. And I paid, like last year alone, I paid 1,800. So now let's say I have to pay 3,000 for my taxes because I've increased my tax liability to qualify for this home, but then more money has to come out of my pocket for the down payment and for fixing up and everything. So it's just not worth it. It's not. So what I'm hoping, because I am about to take a trading course the first of the year, is that I can finally get myself completely off the ground with trading to where I just take the money out of there and buy some houses cash, because I don't want to use the cash that's already in my savings. I just don't. And I believe in using certain assets for other assets, So the money that I'm making in nursing, I don't want that to be used to pay for my houses, if that makes sense. So one of my mentors, her name is Robin. I love her. She's like a second mom to me. She actually just turned 61, I think, a couple of days ago. I love her so much. But she has a connection to a guy who's doing the trading course or whatever. And her friend and business partner, I think back in October, took his course. His courses are expensive, but they're offering it at a discounted price for Robin's network one last time. But anyway, her friend and business partner took his course not too long ago, and she took a $700 account to 12,000 in 6 weeks. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay. And he literally gets you to the point where you're making $1,000 a day. This particular lady that took it to 12,000, she's now making $1,000 a day. And I know that because I'm so intelligent and I have experience in trading already, like it's going to be pretty easy for me to pick up on his methods. And according to him, his methods can be used across anything, Forex, futures, stocks, whatever. So that's what I'm on. Because my thing is, if I can make just $5,000 a month from trading, still work my 2 days a week for nursing just to pay for my, bills and stuff, I could take that $5,000 a month from trading, go shoot it over here, as the down payment for this. And once my residual is building up in real estate, I can shoot that over here. That's what I'm on. Okay. I ain't on here just to show y'all my budgets every month. Okay. So as I'm doing the other processes of real estate and trading and all of that stuff, you guys will see the back end of all of that, because at the end of the day, my goal is to get you guys where you want to be financially. And unfortunately, for most people, it's not going to only come from working a job for the rest of your life. I'm trying to get you to financial freedom outside of your job, so that your job is just something that you either want to do or just do. Okay. Yes. Let's see. Yes, I have a Roth IRA. Have you thought about tax liens, tax deed sales, or owner financing? I have, and paying cash, I've thought about that as well. The only thing with paying cash is that I follow a lot of wealthy people, right? And I have a lot of wealthy people in my network. Like I have about 6 or 7 millionaires in my phone that I could call right now and y'all could hear them talk to me. Like they would do anything for me. Like it's that, they're my mentors, they're my friends. Some of them are in their 40s. Some of them are in their 30s. Like it's that kind of thing, right? Most wealthy people don't get wealthy using cash. Which is why I keep telling y'all want to reach a certain level of financial freedom, you're going to have good credit, okay? Because at the end of the day, if something costs $40,000, Why would I drain 40,000 out of my bank account when I can drain about maybe 5,000 for a down payment? And as that money is paying me back and paying the mortgage, I can cycle it somewhere else and I still have my now my 35,000 in my pocket. If I can buy 8 properties that are each $5,000 down payments, that's better than me paying 40,000 for one. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I won't use cash. I refuse to use cash. Some of my cash is going to pay for it, but no, it's not going to pay for the whole thing. Absolutely not. The only problem with owner financing is that most owners are not in a position to finance anything to you. They ain't. I'm working on trading and learning more about it now. Um, yeah, I'm starting the program. It's $497, and I'm actually gonna pay it. I have to pay it by the 31st, and I've said I was gonna pay it the last couple of days, and I just forgot to. But I am gonna make sure I pay it because I'm ready. Like, I really wanted to do my own thing, develop my own course and stuff, and I was on a really good track for it. I have so much other stuff going on. I don't have the time to devote to figuring out the last little bit of the trading part that I need to figure out. So I'm over it. I've seen $6,000 houses rent out for 600 a month. You're absolutely right. Here's the issue with that for me. It also depends on where you live. $6,000 houses where I live is going to be down in St. Louis City. And I don't know if you check the news, but if you check the last probably 10 years or so, St. Louis is usually in the top 3 for murder rate and most dangerous city. And most of that comes from being in St. Louis City. So for me, I don't want to have to deal with anything down there. Now, most of the properties that I invest in probably still will be down in the city, but not in those parts. I can't do it personally. Like, I know someone who has been investing in Gary, Indiana, and he didn't pay a lot for the property, and he can get quite a bit from a Section 8, renting those houses out. In St. Louis City, baby, I can't do it. I just can't. And my dad, I think one of his properties that he purchased, I think he purchased this for maybe like 30,000. His mortgage and insurance was like 300 a month. And Section 8, he's able to get $650 a month from each side, if I'm not mistaken. So he's netting like $1,000 a month just from that one property. I mean, you could really make some decent money on and it's a duplex, all brick. Only thing he had to do was come in, paint the walls, paint the baseboard, and I think he had to replace one stove. That was it. So I'm good with being in the city, but not $6,000 houses city. Can't do it. Have I heard of wholesaling real estate? I have. And I have a couple of friends that do it as well. See, this is the other thing. There's so much out there and there's so many opportunities. And this is one of the reasons why I can't feel sorry for people, I guess. Like, it's so many opportunities out here. And so we live in the information age, okay? But here's the thing. Not everything works for everybody based on personalities, based on research, resources, whatever. There are certain things that I could be good at. Like, I have the skill, I have the knowledge and everything. But because of my personality, I can't do it. Because let me tell y'all something. Doing things just because it's available or just because you can make money, it will leave you depressed. I was making $8,000 a month at 23 years old, 22, 23 years old. And I was depressed. I was miserable because even though I had the skills to build a large team, I had the skills to lead people, I had the knowledge to do so, and I was gaining the experience to do so, it didn't work with my personality. So it's just like you think about some of these famous people who commit suicide because they're so unhappy and depressed and all this stuff, no matter how much money they make. Because sure, they might have the skills to be good actresses or actors or comedians or whatever, but maybe their personality doesn't work well with being in the spotlight. Their personality doesn't work well with certain things that they have to do to make money. And this is why they continue to be depressed and they eventually commit suicide. Like, you have to think about things in this manner. It ain't always just about money. It's not. Like, for me with YouTube works well with my personality because I'm an introvert. I can be an extrovert at certain times, but I'm an introvert. I like being to myself. If I brought my mom in here right now, she would tell you, like, she just sit in her room. I love my family. I do, but I like to be to myself. And YouTube allows me to be to myself because most of the time we ain't doing this. We ain't talking back and forth, right? I'm just setting cameras up, talking to the camera, which ain't real people, doing my budget and keep it moving. It works for me. Certain things don't work well with my personality, and I refuse to do it no matter how much money I would make. I just can't do it. I can't. So yeah, good credit can get you further than you think. Absolutely. Pay with a credit card, bank, pay with a credit card and bank the 3% cash back. Possibly. I've thought about that as well because I probably have about I don't even know, probably like a $50,000 credit limit between different cards. And like, if I wanted to right now apply for a card for 0%, like 0% interest for 24 months, I could do that. And I could just do my down payment with the credit card and pay that mug back in 24 months and not pay no interest. And it's just like cash. Like, yeah. Some people pay cash and then refinance to get their cash back so they can reinvest. Yeah, I've heard of people doing it. It's so many ways around. Look, it's so many ways to do stuff, like for real. I missed most of the live. Sorry, Nicole. Yeah, you just have to watch later. Charles, they're in meth neighborhoods. Listen, I remember y'all listen. So I told you I was in real estate when I was a kid. So most of the time, I would not, like, if I had a lead or a prospect in the city, whether it was to look at houses, sell a house, whatever, I just gave them to my dad. Here, dad, cut me a check later, you know? But there was this one particular guy that was looking for investment properties in the city. So he wanted to see this house that was like $15,000, right? So it was in an area where it wasn't all the way bad just yet. So I was comfortable. So it was one of those all brick houses, beautiful from the outside. It was a little jacked up on the inside in certain places. So we get to the third floor, right? I open the bedroom door, and of course, $15,000 house, the lights ain't on, stuff like that, whatever. So I open up the door and I walk like 3 steps and something tells me to look down. This is why I look down a lot when I'm walking, and people probably think, man, that girl is depressed going through life looking at the ground. No, because I don't know what's on the ground. I can step on anything. Y'all, I look down, the whole middle, and it was a huge room. The whole middle of that floor was gone. Had I taken like 2 or 3 more steps, I'd have been in the second floor, and ain't no telling how many bones I'd have broke because that was a large house. Like that would have been a large fall. Like, and it was high ceilings type of house. I would have been effed up. Okay. But yeah, it was a nice neighborhood. But child, look, $15,000. It's a lot of stuff that got to go into the house. And the other thing is with the houses that are that cheap in the city, because most of them are all brick houses, you have to worry about foundation. Like you got to worry about all of that stuff. A lot of them don't have central heating, so you're having to worry about paying for stuff out of your pocket for that, or I'm good. I need to buy houses that like my dad has. He has them in North St. Louis City in decent neighborhoods. He don't have to put a lot of work into them because the people who had them before like took really good care of them or whatever. No STL bashing, born and raised old school though. I was born and raised there too, but not in the city. I was born and raised in the county. Okay. I don't do the city at all. I go to the city to work. And when I tell you I come straight back, like I used to always growing up, I used to always be like, man, why do people run like stop signs and red lights down here? But let me tell you, as an adult, I do the same thing most of the time. Like I remember one morning I was getting off work and it was when it was still really, really dark in the morning. So I was at this stoplight and it was no right turn on red. And it's really because of how people come around the corner to the left. You really can't see that well. So I was just, chilling, whatever. But I'm always on alert, especially when I'm in the city. And I seen somebody walking up the sidewalk. Now, he probably wasn't going to come ride me. I don't know. But since I didn't know, I ran that stop sign or stoplight. I was like, look, if a police catch me, I'm gonna be just, listen, sir, look at my license. I ain't from these parts. I don't trust these parts. I was scared that this person was gonna come rob me. Just if you're gonna give me the ticket, give me the ticket. Most of the time they won't, especially if they see that you're in the county, they won't. What are your thoughts about going back to school to increase your income? Example, I'm an ICU nurse who wants to be a CRNA, or should I just do travel nursing instead of spending for school? So this just all depends on your goals and again, your personality type and what you really aspire. I used to want to be a CRNA. For people who don't know, CRNA is a nurse anesthetist, and it's basically a person you're like an anesthesiologist. It's kind of like a nurse practitioner. You're a nurse practitioner, not a doctor. You're a nurse anesthetist instead of an anesthesiologist, and you can make a lot of money doing it. Let me tell you why I didn't do it. I am a math person. Like I'm a math wizard. That's why when I make like mistakes with doing simple budgeting stuff, sometimes I really drive myself crazy because I was in honors calculus at 16 years old. Okay. I'm a math whiz. So I know there's a lot of math and stuff that goes into being a nurse anesthetist and all of that. And I just felt like nursing people's lives are in your hands to a certain extent, but in that profession, their lives are literally in your hands. Like one wrong calculation, somebody could die on the table. And even if you make the right calculations, anything can happen. People's like natural reactions to anesthesia, there could be any kind of reaction. And I don't want to be responsible for not being able to get them back out of that anesthesia. Like they tell you, sleep is the cousin of death. I mean, sleep kind of is, but being under anesthesia, that's the sister to death. Okay. And I just didn't want to do it. But I would tell you, like, if you are just wanting to increase your income, and whether it's because, hey, I want to get out of debt or whatever, I would say probably try travel nursing because you could always try travel nursing and be like, you know what, I like it, but I still want to go into being a CRNA because what happens if you go back to school, you do all of this, and you realize you don't even like the profession? You still got to pay the student loans back and everything. So I also would just say possibly look into, especially if you're already like working in a hospital, look into seeing if your hospital has any opportunities where you could shadow a CRNA so you could see things from start to finish, because you could shadow and figure out, I don't even want to do this. So I would say figure out all the things that you could do to filter out, like, are there ways for me to figure out if I really want to do this? Because once you start school, that's it. Like, even if you only do one semester and figure out you don't want to do it, you still have to pay that money back because you went to school. You know what I'm saying? So figure out first if it's really what you want to do. And if not, always do travel nursing, especially ICU. You can make a lot of money doing travel nursing. Let me tell you, if I could go to California as a psych nurse who don't have to do anything medical, when I say we don't do IVs, like you can't even come onto the unit if you have an IV. That one particular unit in California, if you weren't self-sufficient, like you couldn't even come on the unit. Like, so if I can make almost $2,000 a week gross and take home $1,750 a week as a psych nurse, imagine how much money you could make as an ICU nurse. Yes, ma'am. You better do it. If you could make the money you made in network marketing, but not have to deal with building a team, would you do it? N- Um, it depends on what it is. Like if I can make that money selling my own products and services, I would do that. Yeah. Oh, and just so you guys know, with the services, the credit services and stuff that I have coming, I will have something set up where if you wanted to refer people to me, I would give you a commission. And you don't have to pay to be an affiliate or nothing like that. Um, yeah, if I would love to make that money again. And I could do it easily. Shoot, I was just doing it in nursing when I was in California with no problem. But I would like to get my business back to that point solo, doing what I do by myself. I don't want to do nothing in regards to MLM, network marketing, affiliate. I don't want to do nothing with none of that. I want it to be my own products and services, things that I control from start to finish. And I can do it. If you guys notice, I'm not one of those people that push my stuff. Like, I'll have the little thing, hey, that pops up at the 1 minute mark on my video, shop my budgeting tools, and I leave it at that. I have the links down in this description box, but I don't like force my stuff onto people, you know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure if I did, I would probably make more sales, of course, because people would actually know that I have that stuff available. But I don't really, not that I don't care, it's just, it ain't about that. I just want to help people, whether it's me doing free YouTube videos, selling my services, I don't really care. I just want to help people. And I have to make money doing it because time is money, you know what I mean? Santa is Satan, just mix the letters. Why is that even relevant? He just wanted to sell you some crack. Who wanted to sell me some crack? Don't some hospitals pay for your school if you agree to work for them after you graduated? Yes, some hospitals do, but you have to be careful with that because when they do that, a lot of times you have to be under like a 2 or 3 year contract, and that's not always worth it. because you could really screw yourself up. They might not even be paying for all of it. They just give you like a certain amount every semester. But okay, let's say that you have an opportunity where they pay for 4 semesters and they paying $1,000 a semester. That's $4,000, but now you're under contract to work for them for 2 to 3 years because of that $4,000 they gave you, right? But let's say that after you graduate, this company over here would have ended up paying you $10,000 a year more to work with them versus your hospital you're at now. You've screwed yourself out of $6,000. So I never, ever, ever tell people to do tuition reimbursement ever, ever, because you have no idea the opportunities that will be in front of you after you graduate. And you might screw yourself out of a better opportunity because you decided to take tuition reimbursement. And some companies will tell you, hey, you can cancel the agreement, but you have to pay us back. So you do have that opportunity, but I wouldn't do it at all. Figure out how to make it work. Am I still trading? No, I have not traded in God knows how long, probably since October, maybe. And I only stopped because I was up 40% on my account, like 38%, something like that, on my account in like 60 days or something. And for some reason, the market conditions just changed to where my method wasn't working as well. And it just is what it is, because I mean, there's no telling how much I still would have been winning and losing, but I had a really good streak and it was working really well. And it just didn't work very well anymore. So because of that, I'm still up like a certain percentage. I don't know how much with this particular strategy. But it was just like, you know what? I just want to focus on other things because this will literally drive me crazy. Because I'm very, like y'all, I'm very analytical and I'm very OCD. So when something stops working like that, I will literally spend all day, every day, not eat, not sleep, like not nothing, to try to figure out like what setting do I have to change, or do I need to change this indicator out to that? And I don't got time. I don't got the patience either. So yeah, I'm taking a trading course that starts in January. It's $497. And I think this particular course usually goes for like $2,500. So your girl's taking advantage of that. Okay. What about dividend investing? Don't want to do it. Mm-mm. Um, my mother has investments in dividends, and I just feel like the reality of it is you have to have a lot of money in these dividends in order for the dividends to actually be like for real worth it. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I just feel like dividend investing is good for people who are very passive, who just want the easy way of doing things. But again, you still have to have a lot of money in these dividends to be able to make that money, right? I'm not a passive person when it comes to certain areas of my life, especially when it comes to increasing my income. Now, I can be passive at certain like parts of my life. Like for instance, for the last 5 years, I've been pretty passive when it comes to making money outside of working, because honestly, I was just in a pretty depressive state for a long time. After I lost my grandpa suddenly, like he wasn't sick or anything. And I think it just hit me harder because I was supposed to call him for like 2 days in a row. And on the third day, he was gone. So because of that, and where I was in business, we had just launched our company like 75 days prior to losing my grandpa and stuff, and it just hit me really, really hard. So because of that, it was like, I don't care how much money I make in business. Like, it is what it is. Like, as long as my bills are paid, like, I just don't care. So I can be passive when it comes to that. But like dividend investing, if I have to have, let's say, $20,000 in a dividend just to make $200 a year, and that's not worth it to me. I could put that $20,000 to use somewhere else and make $200 a month. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not a person who's like aggressive like that, I would say dividend investing is good. It's just not good for me. That little $49 check, save it. um, I did my senior practicum in a surgical suite, and all I did was watch the anesthetist. So I know I would love it. Just looking at $90,000 to $100,000 for school, I was like, sheesh. But I like your suggestion. I mean, if you shadowed and you liked it, do it. I would say just figure out, like, make sure you have a plan in place for, listen, this is how much school is going to cost. this is how much I can afford to start putting towards my loans, right? Like while I'm still in school, to make sure that when I'm out of school, I don't have this insurmountable amount of money that's been accruing interest and all of that. You know what I mean? So I would just say do that. If you know you're going to like it, do it. But also at the same time, you could, if you like what you do now with ICU, if you like what you do as a regular registered nurse, whether it's ICU or whatever, I would still say possibly look into travel nursing, because one of the things that you also have to think about is that anesthetists make a lot of money. As you can see, the schooling is a lot, but they make that money working, you know, this many days a week, right? If you can make just as much, or maybe let's say you make 70% of that, but you only have to work, let's say 8 months out of the year to make that money because you're a travel nurse, do that. Like some travel nurses literally only work 6 months. They do 2 13-week contracts a year. Sometimes they'll do 3, and they take 3 to 6 months off in the year, depending on if they do 9 months on, 3 months off, or 6 months on, 6 months off, and they're good. Because like for instance, with when I was in California, if I did 6 months doing the travel nursing in California, right? I would have made $52,000 gross, and I would have taken home, no, not $52,000 gross. It was, yeah, $2,000 a week gross, 52,000. I took home 1,750 a week. So that's what, 3,500 a month. So I'm taking home about, look, I don't feel like thinking right now. Hell. So we just gonna use the freaking calculator. Okay? I don't feel like thinking. All right. So 1,750 a week times 26 add. I hate this app now. 26 weeks. So I would have taken home $45,000 in 6 months. Most people don't take this home after working a whole year in traditional nursing, working in the hospital, whatever, as a psych nurse, right? So, and this is a pretty good income for 6 months. I just work 6 months and take 6 months off, but I just don't want to do travel no more, personally. Have you finished Operation Wardrobe? Do you have more items that you want to buy? Oh, good question. I actually kind of finished. I feel like I'm never going to be finished because now, not that I like shopping, but I just feel like I'm going to always kind of like push things out slowly, little by little, as things just start becoming old and, you know, stuff like that. I do still have some items that I want to buy. I actually didn't show you guys. I got more stuff from Shein. Do y'all want to see it now, or you want me to make a video? Please say you wanted to see it now, because I don't feel like making a video. That's so horrible. But I did buy more stuff. I bought like maybe $100 worth of stuff. Some of it was jewelry, actually, because I need to buy jewelry. I literally steal all of my jewelry from my mom and sister, because I'm not really a jewelry person, but I did like buy earrings and stuff like that. Oh, I'm so glad you said now. Hold on, let me run in the other room real quick and get this box. Oh. Look. Whoops. I'm gonna go get the box real quick, y'all, because it's gonna make it easier, way easier for me. I'm back. Okay. I knew y'all loved me. I knew y'all wasn't gonna force me to do a separate video. Okay, so 2 of these things I'm actually sending back, actually. And now that I think about it, I need to print out the label and take it tomorrow. So I got these shoes. They're actually a little too big, but I feel like the smaller ones are not gonna fit. But yeah, just some little simple flats, because I don't have any, and these like work good with a lot of different outfits. So I got those. And I forgot the earrings, y'all. God dang it. All right, let me get the earrings real quick. I promise I'm going to be right back. I feel like I'm missing a pair of the earrings, but I hope not. All right, so I got those shoes. And let me show y'all the other stuff. So this dress was like a hot girl dress, right? But I got to take it back because my boobs aren't big enough. So the front of it was like too far down and there was like no way for me to make it work. But y'all see the side? Oh, baby. Oh, baby. And this was like a choker like that. But yeah, this part is way too long. And I guess I could kind of like shorten it and stitch it. But I was just like, you know what? No, I'm just going to take it back because I don't need to be a hot girl out in these streets anyway. So that's one I'm taking back. This shirt I'm taking back too because it's actually too small. Just a cute little sweater. I liked it because it was like, it's like a diagonal kind of line. But yeah, it was too small, like going across. I have pretty broad shoulders. Are you working per diem, full, or part-time since stopping travel nursing? So I work per diem. I work PRN, but I work part-time hours. So I just work 2 days a week. That suffices. I bring home, what, $2,300 a month, working 2 days a week. And that's good enough for me. I'm debt-free. I ain't got no bills. So I got this. And this is like one of those little poncho, I guess. I forget what they call it. But it's no sleeves on it. Like you literally just put your head in there. And yeah, let me scoot. Okay. I don't want this thing to fall again. So I'm going to scoot it out the way so I can scoot back a little. So yeah, it's really, this is really cute. I really like this. Make a video on your budget green screen. My green screen is downstairs somewhere. I have no idea where it is. No idea. Actually, I think I have 2 of them and I think I know where one of them is. All right, so this next one that I got is a sweater. And this is like a velvet material, felt material. And it says honey on it. This is like one of my favorite little pieces I got. What else? Oh, this is really cute, y'all. It's a sweatshirt. It's a beautiful day to save lives. Even though I really don't be saving lives. I'm a psych nurse. I don't do none of that, okay? But if somebody was to go down, I can do CPR. That sweatshirt is my favorite too. I feel like I could have possibly gotten a bigger size, but it does fit just fine. And I think it's a large. So that's the one thing you have to worry about when it comes to their sweatshirts, is that sometimes they can be a little undersized. What is this? Oh, this is something totally different. All right, so 2 more things and then I'll show y'all the earrings. This is a graffiti dress. And it goes probably like halfway down my thigh or so. But I'm tall, so it don't count. But it's not short though. It's not super short. So we got that one. And then I got this sweatshirt. This sweatshirt was actually only $5. It's actually not a sweatshirt. It's a regular shirt because it's not like sweatshirt material. But this one was only $5. Ain't it cute? Love it. All right, let me show y'all the earrings. Oh, and I did grab the new pins, so I'll show y'all that. Look, this video is supposed to be a Q&A, and I'm doing unboxing. Wait, not this. All right, here's the earrings. So One of my favorite fruits is watermelon, so don't judge me. But yeah, so I got these. It's like watermelon. And it got a straw and it's a cup and it's so freaking cute. And the crazy thing is, fun fact, I hated watermelon growing up, like hated it. I didn't start liking it until I was like 21 or something. Yeah, that was a bodycon dress, the graffiti looking one. So these are the next pair of earrings. And I already wore these and these are super cute. On the website, these look so tiny, but they're actually pretty big. Yeah. So these are really cute. And then I got these earrings. Oh, y'all, I have to record a video. I'm going to do a Who Knows Me Best between my mom, dad, and my sister. That's coming soon, too. I got these. These are like a brass kind of looking color. My lights are really bright in here. And then the last ones that I got are these. Can you see it? Man, that light is bright. It's like a bar, a curved bar. There it goes. Yeah. So that's the last things that I got. I haven't got anything since then. I told one of my friends I was gonna let him do my next haul with Shein because he's like dead set on wanting to do it. And let me tell y'all how shady he is. So he was like, well, I want to do your next haul. And my sister's like, he don't even know you well enough to know your style. He said, she don't go shopping. She ain't got no style. And was like loud with it. I said, my heart, my heart. So this is a shirt that I just got in the mail. And I totally forgot about it. I put it in the Shein box. This is so big. This is a medium. This is going to swallow me. Oh, gosh. Anyway. So yeah, I got that. Because for those of y'all who are just now coming on here, I'm about to start offering credit services. Let me show y'all these pens and then we're going to get up out of here because I ain't eaten yet at all today. I have not broke my fast yet. I don't even know, shoot. I don't even know what they are. Parkour, they reached out to me and said they had a new product and asked me if I wanted to review them or if I wanted them and to just put them in a video, but I'm gonna put them in like an actual budgeting video. So I don't even know about them yet. Let's see what they are. Parkour retractable gel pens, quick dry ink, 14 colors, fine point smooth writing pens. Okay. Oh, it's a pretty nice assortment of colors too. So I can see myself using these, just not in my budget book, honey. You know I need erasables for that. Let's see how they write. Oh, I should probably take the little bulb off of them. I always do that. Oh, I like these. See, my only problem with Parkour though is that their ink seems like it goes out so fast, at least in their erasable pens. I don't know if it's like that in all of them. So I like these. I'm gonna show y'all. I like them because they write like markers almost, kind of, sort of. And they're really rich in color too. I like these. Yeah. All right. So if y'all don't have any more questions, I'm gonna get off of here and go ahead and eat before I diminish into thin air because I ain't ate since last night at like 10 p.m. Yeah. I fast. I intermittent fast. So this is kind of normal for me sometimes, but yeah. So I'm so glad that you guys popped on here and I'm so excited that we were able to do this. Maybe I'll do this like once a quarter or something. I don't know. Just to have other content on here because everything is just so sit down and you know, I don't like doing that all the times, but yeah, I hope y'all have a good night. Oh, just so y'all know, I did record this weekend when we had our family party and my sister made a Dashing Through the Snow song. It's crazy. So the title of that, when you see the title of the video, it's going to say Dashing on These Hoes, I think, or something like that. I forgot. But just be on the lookout for that. It'll probably come out tomorrow or the day after, probably tomorrow morning. Oh, one last question. Do y'all like the videos coming out early in the morning? I feel like I like having them out at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon better than super duper early in the morning. That's kind of what my statistics are showing me too. So y'all let me know. But yeah, good night, y'all. I'm gonna go eat. Look, my stomach is, ooh, my stomach is growling so loud. All right, I'm gonna go eat, get on my video game, do some more business stuff, and I'm headed to bed. So y'all have a good night. Happy holidays. I'll see y'all in tomorrow's video. We on here tomorrow. Bye, y'all. Oh, Samira. Ooh, girl, it just popped up just in time. I wash and blow out my hair every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks. I know that's hella random. You girl, you caught me right there. Yeah, every 2 weeks. All right, y'all. Good night.